Hello and welcome to Based in Kent, KMTV's very own live music show. I'm Isabel Miller and I'm here to spotlight the diverse and exciting music Kent has to offer as artists from around the county perform live right here in the KMTV studios. We'll also chat to them about their influences, style, get a closer look into their songwriting process. This week I'm joined by Bamboozle, a trio bringing the swinging 50s into 2019. They've just released their debut album Retrograde, which fuses those classic jazz and pop styles with a modern twist. Hello and welcome, guys. So tell me a little bit about your style and why you chose to perform in that style too.
So we're very 50s influenced, but crossed with sort of the modern sound as well. And it's kind of a bit of a mix of our own influences. So both Jim and Les are very much sort of 50s kind of musicians and have been for a very long time. And I was introduced to the 50s style music by Jim and completely fell in love with it. But obviously there's the modern influence. Well, we sort of wanted to go with something that crosses over and brings that great 50s sound into today's music.
Yeah, I can imagine obviously it's really great to play live. How does the audience respond to that as well?
Oh, it's awesome. With the audience, we tend to have a real mix of people. So with the modern audience, they'll very much sort of dance along and have a little jig and get quite excited and behind it. But we also have a sort of vintage audience that follow us around, and they do a lot of the jive swing dancing, which is fantastic when you've got a mixed audience as well, because everybody who hasn't seen it before can get really excited about seeing the jive dancing. It looks amazing. It's really good fun.
Yeah, it's awesome to watch, very visual. And I mean, in terms of bringing that old style back to the 21st century, do you have any sort of influences, both modern and from the past?
Definitely. From the past, personally, I'm heavily influenced by an artist called Janice Martin. She was only around a few years, actually, back in the day, but she was phenomenal, very, very young when she started. And also artists like Johnny Burnett, Wanda Jackson, all the greats. And modern day, there's Caro Emerald. Imelda May, obviously, is a fantastic artist. So, yeah, there's quite a few, you know. And then things like the Stray Cats as well, who are just popping back on the scene.
Yeah, and do you find that with your style, you play such different places when you do play live gigs as well?
Very much so.
Yeah.
We'll go from everywhere from tiny little pubs where we're squeezed in a corner to vintage festivals where everyone's kind of dressed in the 50s and excited about the themes to we do original songwriting festivals as well, which is really cool. It's a really different vibe. And then just kind of commercial things. And obviously the music venues as well. We love the music venues. So the ones where you get the sitting audience and listening, which is quite different for us. We're quite used to people getting up and dancing, but there's a real intimacy about having people sit and listen and get involved in the original songs and things.
And speaking of original songs, tell us a little bit about the first one that you'll be performing for us.
Okay, so the first song was, this is not mine, this one's Jim wrote. It's called The Lowdown, and it's kind of a very Bill Haley style kind of duet about a not very nice lady.
Well, take it away.
Baby doll, you know I've always had a crazy thing for you, but now you got me hanging on a string for you. So what's it gonna be? 'Cause it's high time you gave me the lowdown. Ooh yeah, you said that we were gonna go steady, but then I saw you out with Eddie. Is it him or is it me? 'Cause it's high time you gave me the lowdown. Gonna tell you, baby, tell you straight, you got more flaws than the Empire State. You know I got mine, and I'm not too smart. At least I have a heart. No, 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 you're not gonna knock me back again, 'cause I'm on the ropes, don't count to 10. What's it gonna be? 'Cause it's high time you gave me the lowdown. be, 'cause it's high time you gave me the lowdown. Yes, it's high time you gave me the lowdown. Yes, it's high time, don't waste my time. High time you gave me the lowdown.
That was amazing. You just can't help but move to that kind of song. Tell me a little bit about your debut album.
Okay. So yeah, it's been a long time in the making. That's the first big fact about the album. But it's made up of 8 of our own songs. So both me and Jim write the songs on the album, and a couple of covers. So we went put of our sort of versions of a couple of classic songs that we love. And it's been really exciting to get it out there, and finally, I mean, we had so many holdbacks and so many sort of hurdles and stumbling blocks. So to actually get it out there now is like a huge relief. It's been, it's wicked to have it there.
Has it been a long time coming? Has it been a lot of work to sort of build into this amazing piece of sort of display of what you've been working on for such a long time?
It has. It's. I think we recorded it about, it might have been a year and a half ago, I think. And obviously we wrote the songs quite a long time before that. I think the first song I wrote was a song called The Heebie-Jeebies, and that was back in 2016. Actually, Jim you wrote Ice Cold Beer, didn't you? That was the first song we wrote on the album. That was beginning of 2016, I think. So it's been a long time. But yeah, it's been really. It's been a sort of I can't think of the phrase, but a labour of love, to get it out there. But it's been really well received. Been reviewed in a few magazines, and we got played on the BBC, which was very exciting. But yeah, it's there.
Yeah, and it's all worth it in the end, isn't it?
It is.
And I mean, obviously you're a band that works so well being live. How is it being in the studio as well, making that album?
It was really good fun, actually. I mean, the studio, for a start, was amazing. We were in a studio that had a slide that came down from like the old park slide. So, yeah, there was a lot of messing around and having fun. But, yeah, it was a really good vibe. The place we recorded had such a great atmosphere, and we had a load of fun in there. And we had a guest on the album, a bass player actually, but he was playing acoustic guitar and singing, called Keith Wilkinson, who was in the band called Squeeze with Jules Holland, and he was fantastic to have there, and we just had a really great time, really good fun.
Yeah, and it sounds really important to have that sort of positive vibe when you're trying to record such positive music as well. I mean, what's next for you guys?
Oh, well, we've got quite a few live gigs coming up. We're debuting at a venue in London called the Crazy Cocks on the 27th December, which we're really excited about. And a few other cool venues, festivals next year. We're already in sort of starting writing album number 2. We've got a couple of songs, that one each of mine and Jim's so far. Got quite a few in the making, so especially considering how long this one's taken, we thought we'll get a head start. Yeah. So, yeah.
It's always exciting making that album, but moving on to the next thing is just as exciting. And you're going to be performing another song. Tell us a little bit about that.
The next song we are doing is one of my own. And it's actually quite a dark song. It was very personal. We went through a very difficult time a few years back. And it's sort of about a manipulative relationship or friendship. It's any of the above, really. And it was sort of my way of getting the situation out and overcoming, getting some closure. But yeah, it's called Toxic Nightmare.
Yeah, it's hugely important to express yourself in that way. Take it away, guys.
Thanks.
You got the eyes of a saint with a pretty little face. Charm can seduce the deadliest of vixen. You bathe them with just a look. Well, you got plans of scheming, all those fish to reel, and it's gotta be your way or no way at all. The world is your plaything, people are the wages you use and abuse and cast aside. You're toxic, poisonous, criminal mind. There's a dangerous design. This is the end of the day. You're a toxic an expert of